everyone, Emma here, also known as 8vinyllow, bringing all of you another video. Today's video is going to be my June 2024 Vinyl Finds Vinyl Haul video. I have a few records that I've added to my collection that I want to share with you all today, so that is what this video is going to be about. And we're going to kick right off with an album and a band that I have really been getting into recently. They've been kind of the talk of the vinyl community, I would say, over the last couple of months since their newest album came out, which is, and of course I'm talking about the Lemon Twigs. This is their new album from this year. Of course, the vinyl community has been talking very highly of this. A Dream Is All We Know. This is a band that some of my friends here in the VC have been following over the last couple of years, but a band that kind of fell off my radar. But now they're on it, and I've really been digging them and digging their music and going back in their discography and exploring more. So I did end up picking up their album from last year, from 2023, which is Everything Harmony. This is another fantastic album from the Lemon Twigs, a little bit differently from even some of their earlier material, and still, again, I would say different from their newest album, but an excellent album overall. This is kind of like, if their newest album is like an ode to like Brian Wilson, this album I would say is definitely like an ode to 70s soft rock in a way. So this is a great album. Again, the Lemon Twigs has been making its rounds in the vinyl community recently. A lot of people talking about them, but I am definitely excited to have this in the collection. Has some great tracks on here. When Winter Comes Around is an excellent track, and they kick off with that on side 1. In My Head is another very popular Lemon Twigs song. Any Time of Day I really enjoy on side 2. I really like Ghost Run Free. So this is a great album. Again, I would say kind of their ode to like 70s soft rock, but again has those lemon twiggy power pop elements that you want out of this band. So I love this band. Hopefully I'm going to be able to catch them live over the next few months. I've heard nothing but great things in terms of their live performances as well. So I'm definitely excited to hopefully have the chance to do that. But Everything Harmony 2023, the Lemon Twigs, great new addition into the collection. Also picked up Off Broadway's. This is their 1980 and second and final album for the most part, called Quick Turns On by Off Broadway, which came out in 1979. That's one of, in my opinion, one of the top maybe 50 to 100 power pop albums of all time. Really classic Chicago power pop. This is a band that's from Oak Park, Illinois. Cliff Johnson, the singer, he has since passed away, but just does a fabulous job on these albums. They're fun, they're enjoyable. I have nothing but great things to say about the first album. This album is the same exact way. Quick Turns 1980, great stuff. It has a lot of classic songs on here. Here's the back cover. Has great songs on here. Kicks off with Automatic, which is an awesome song. Gets into Bad Girl on side 2, Quick Turns, and then US Girls is a really popular off-Broadway song. So you guys know how I feel about like the Chicago music scene, of especially the 70s and 80s in general, 60s, 70s, and 80s. But Off-Broadway is one of those great Illinois bands that I feel like deserves more attention. So if you ever see this in the wild, usually they're not that expensive. I think I got this and it was sealed when I got it. So like I opened it up and I was like, whew, it smells like 1980 in there. But you can usually find this album and their album On for a very affordable price, usually within like $5 to $10. So if you come across them, definitely pick them up. But this is a great album by Off Broadway, Quick Turns, and I'm happy to add this to the collection. I'm really excited about this edition. This is an album that I've wanted in the collection for the last, I would say, especially year or so. And when I saw that that Propeller Sound Recordings was remastering and reissuing this album, it was a no-brainer. I think I put a pre-order in like the next day after this was announced. So I am talking about, and this is going to be a very like power pop-esque video here, but I am talking about the dBs. This is their debut album, stands for Decibels. This is the 2024 remastered edition, again put out by Propeller. First ever US pressing as well with that. But this originally came out in 1981, has a cool little hype sticker. It did come out, the pre-order or the edition that I got is this limited edition splattered vinyl. This has to be one of the prettiest splattered vinyl that I have seen. I really, really like it. I don't even think the camera here does this justice in person. It is just beautiful. But they basically call it what it is. It is a pink with blue and orange splatter vinyl. So I'd say so. But the dBs, again, great power pop band. This is their debut, 1981. The hit song off of here, I would say, is Big Brown Eyes is a big one. Cycles Per Second is excellent. They're a band I've really been getting into recently. Actually, I am seeing Chris performing later this month in July with the Big Star Quintet, doing a little Big Star Ode to Big Star with Jody Stevens and a couple other guys, I think, from Wilco and so on. But Chris from the dBs, I think, are playing those shows as well. So I'm excited to see him and get into that. But if you are into jangly power pop, classic power pop, the dBs, this is a way to go, especially if you aren't familiar with this album, and or if you didn't know this was getting reissued and you wanted to add this into the collection. I'm going to link it down below. The splattered vinyl, the pretty splattered vinyl, is unfortunately sold out, but they do have another edition, which I think is like a black and white splattered vinyl or something like that that you can still order. So this sounds excellent. Remastered great. Everything's great with this album. Highly recommend it. See the back cover there, just kind of the pretty colors. And then of course the splatters. So pick this up. This next album is in my top 3 favorite releases of the year so far. This is an album that I came across just kind of going through different music forums and especially like power pop based forums. But this is an album by the band Extra Arms, and this is called Radar. Just came out this year. I think it came out in May. I don't know a lot about this band. I don't know if they may have released maybe another album or two. I'm not 100% sure, but this album came out this year. One of my top albums of the year by far. As I keep listening to it, I keep falling in love with it more and more. So I don't see this necessarily going anywhere, but if you are into power pop, if you are into even punk, like there are elements of Cheap Trick in here, which is obviously why I love it, elements of the Buzzcocks, but also like the Replacements. I get a little bit of that in there. So this is just a fantastic album overall. Extra Arms, Radar. It was actually named, this is a band from Detroit, power pop-esque band. And this was actually named after, I think, one of the band members' dogs is named Radar. So I think that's a doggy. It's so cute. I love that. I'm a dog person. You guys know that. But the edition that I got is on this kind of turquoise vinyl. Is very, very pretty as well. But the standout tracks on here for me, and again, I cannot emphasize how much I've been listening to this album. I can't stop. The highlight tracks on here for me is the song that kicks this whole album off, which is Be Someone Else. That's a great song, but my personal favorite song is a song called All Good Things Take Time. For whatever reason, I feel like it's one of those timeless songs where, like, even though it has that modern twist to it and it's a new song, I feel like it's been around forever. So I love that song. I highly recommend. I'm going to try to find a link to this album and maybe to that song and link it down below. But definitely, if you are interested in even sampling this album, please go listen to All Good Things Take Time. I love this album. Extra Arms Radar by Extra Arms. Highly recommend this album. Definitely one of my favorites of the year. Go check it out. The last album that I want to showcase in today's video is this album. This is Alex Chilton and the High Rhythm Section. This came out a couple of years ago. Again, Alex Chilton, a Memphis icon, it says here, about the Box Tops and of course Big Star. But he performs a live set on this album. They call it Boogie Shoes Live on Beale Street. He performs this live set with the legendary High Rhythm Section band. So this was recorded in 1999 originally, and again, I think it got an official release, at least on vinyl, maybe a year or two ago. I don't know the exact time, but I got a great deal on this. This was actually like 50% off at a local record store here in town. So when I saw this, I was like, that's absolutely a no-brainer there. But Memphis Soul, they go through a bunch of different soul classics on here. The recording in and of itself sounds excellent. So just the recording was worth like the $10 alone, but of course Alex Chilton, he sounds great here. And the high rhythm section, of course, sounds great as well. A lot of great songs that they cover on here and tear through. But a cool little backstory about this, and I didn't know this until I started kind of reading the liner notes in here, so I'll show you. Here's the front, here's the back. It does come with kind of an insert with some liner notes here. But supposedly, they didn't rehearse at all, and supposedly Alex Chilton basically just called out songs, and then they played it, and it sounds so good. You gotta love musicians that can do that. But it sounds so good. They do a phenomenal job. This is such a fun listen. It's definitely different from the Record Store Day release that I got this year. That was Alex Chilton basically taking on like crooning songs. He was basically crooning. So this is very different, and this is where I think he thrives. Obviously, he thrives in a rock scene, but the soul scene too, he sounds excellent. So I highly recommend if you guys come across this one as well, you're a fan of Alex Chilton or Big Star or whatever it is, even just some good soul music, you get this for a good price. Definitely pick this one up. So those are my June 2024 pickups. As always, right? Let me know down below what you guys think about these finds. If you are familiar with these albums, if you're going to check some albums out, always love talking with all of you. But that is all for this video. I hope that all of you are doing well, and I will see you all for my next video. Bye, guys.